Well, frustrating game. It's we came out in the first half. We only turned the ball over a couple of times. Our defense was good, and their defense was good. It was played pretty clean in the first half, and neither team could really find the bucket. And then in the second half, our turnovers got us again. 8 turnovers. Got a little casual with the ball. Toledo got pretty handsy. I thought, and caused some of the turnovers, double teaming Brandon down low. They were going to take that away. So again, we moved him up top and moved him around a little bit. Couldn't quite get Mike free, but the turnovers got us. I thought we came out well. Obviously, we took the lead up to 8 right away. At the beginning of the second half, then we turned the ball over, I think, 3 straight times. And it was, you hold a team to 38%, 30, is that right? No, they ended up shooting 43% for the game. But those turnovers for touchdowns where they're getting layups on the other end is really high percentage shots you're giving up. Our half-court defense was good. We just could not. We can't afford to turn the ball over and give up that kind of easy points.
All right, Coach. A new lineup tonight. Was that something that you saw in the Toledo defense, or is that a reference from the last game?
No, it's not so much as last game. It's a little bit of what we saw with Toledo. But in terms of our turnovers, we've been turning the ball over so much. And so lately, 15, 16, 18, we've just been turning it over. So I decided to go with the 3-guard lineup to help our ball handling a little bit. And then I felt like with Toledo's lineup, they were able to, that Ralph could play the 3 because Saunders is a really good player, but he's not a post-up kind of 3. So, I felt like we could rebound the ball okay with that spot, and felt like we'd be a little better off with Raphael as another ball handler and another shooter on the perimeter.
All right, so it was a game of runs. Toledo went multiple runs in the first half and then started the second half on a 15-2 run. Can you explain the resiliency of your team to follow that 15-2 run with an 8-0 run of its own to take the lead back in the second half?
Yeah, again, some of it was the turnovers that we had. We started off right away quick in the second half, and then we went dry. We really went dry. I thought Toledo picked up the intensity there. We were trying to get to the free throw line, but for the second game in a row, the free throw disparity at the beginning of the second half put us in a little bit of a bind. At one point it was 7 fouls to 1. Then things started to even out a little bit from there. But we were, I think that helped the run. During that time, to answer your question, we went dry. They were able to go there. They went to the free throw line some during that time, and it just, but after things evened out a little bit there, we were able to come back, and we went to the free throw line some, and we knocked down some. It just didn't turn the ball over. If we worked the ball, got good shots, we did pretty well, but we had to drive them, and when we got inside, we just couldn't quite get to the free throw line the way I'd like to.
So then it looked like a B artist went down late in the game. Is there any update on him or any word on him?
No, not yet. I'm sure the doctor will take a look at it, here, and hopefully we'll have some news tomorrow or Monday as to his availability.
Can you talk about just Ralph's game and obviously starting again for the second time in MAC play and not having to come off the bench? Just kind of talk about his overall game today.
Yeah, he I thought he got into a groove. He found a rhythm, and sometimes the ball finds you, especially when you're not the focal point of a scouting report. They really kind of face guarded Mike, and so it was a little more difficult for him to shake free, and that allowed Ralphie to roam a little bit. I think that with another 3-point shooter out there and somebody that can handle the ball, it really helped him, and so he was able to shake free some, and I thought Beartis and Mike did a really nice job finding him in transition, and the guys shared the ball well, and that's that's a big thing for us as well. As to me, we turned the ball over some. We're losing games in like 2-minute stretches, a 3-minute stretch. To your point, the run that they made, it comes in short bursts, and that's the way it is in the MAC. We just lose discipline. We're just not experienced enough to stay. We just don't stay right now. We just can't grind, for 40 minutes, and we're the ones that are breaking at some point in time during the game. Tonight, it reminded me a lot. We have Ball State next. The game reminded me a lot of the Ball State game, where we got behind, but then we turned around, and came back, took a lead with under 4 minutes to go, and in that game it was back and forth. But we made the plays down the stretch, and tonight Toledo did. And like I said, we were in the bonus. We were trying to get to the free throw line more, and felt like we could have, but just didn't go that way.
So, and you mentioned this is a young team. How have you seen this team grow over the year?
They have. I mean, they've really grown. And you look at the lineup that we had out there a lot tonight. Until Biartis went down, you've got 2 freshmen in there, and Biartis and Titus. And then Ralphie, was a first-year player as well, a JC guy, and so it's little bit. Every game they still make some mistakes, and it's these little things. It's not big things. And the little things that what inexperienced players don't understand is there's no such thing as a little thing. The little things are big. If they remain little in your head, then that's where they'll stay, and they'll keep costing you. And so there's a ton of little things, setting screens, the technique. It's not the big things like, okay, it's not the large muscle groups, like we're just not getting back on defense, or we're giving up a bunch of offensive rebounds, or things like that. It's these small things that lead to you forget a play on a scouting report, where they hit a 3. Pat picked up a technical foul. That's 2 free throws. To Marianne Jackson. He had 5 points at half. 2 of them were on techs. And, things like that when you're up by 2 with 3.5 to go, roughly, somewhere around there. And, it matters. Every point matters. They're, like I said, they're not little things. That's we've grown a lot. There's less and less. But the thing about this league is other teams have grown too. So if we can find a way, because I love our talent, I love our group. I think that we can play with anybody in the league. We've proven we can do that, and we've also proven we can lose to anybody in the league. And so if we can, in these last 4 games, if we can find a way to eliminate those for 40 minutes, not have that 3-minute stretch, not have that little stretch where we lose a game. I still like our team a lot, but it's right now it's a very frustrated, down group. We've got to get ourselves. We got to get. Ball State's not going to feel sorry for us. We beat them in here. I'm sure they're going to be ready for us on Tuesday night when we have to go back down there.
My performance, I just feel like doesn't matter, to be honest. Like, I know I played well. I was feeling really well. My teammates were giving me the ball in the right places. It really happened because of them, because we play with Mike and Brandon. We know these guys are all-stars or superstars, though defenses are made around them. They're made to take something away, and I know if they take away Brandon in the post, we have to counter that with something, and that's pretty much what happened. They were overplaying Mike. They're not helping off Mike, so that gave me room to operate and do what I do.
There's a new lineup today with you in it. How did that go into the game plan?
Throughout the season, we used that lineup when we needed offense, because we have a lot of playmakers on the court. I consider myself a playmaker. We have Biardis, Mike, Titus, Brandon. These are all offensive threats. So when you put that lineup out there, it's hard to take things away. Like I said, like it's hard to do that. It's hard to double Brandon in the post. It's hard to double Mike off pick and rolls. It's hard to do all that because we have people who can score and make you pay, and that's what we did today.
All right, so in the second half, Toledo kind of started with a big run, going 15-2, but you guys came back with an 8-0 run, led by you had a three-pointer. Kind of, how did you come back resiliency-wise after they wanted the big run to start the second half?
This is basketball. This is the game of runs. They go on their run. They came out, punched us in the mouth, and we called the timeout, came back in the huddle, said, it's our run now. And we went on a run, played well. Credit to Toledo. They're a great team. They have great inside presence, and it showed today. They pounded us on the inside.
This is one of the many games that's been really close, and Coach Austin talks about it, and this is your first year in the MAC. All of these games are going to be close, but what is it going to take for this team with 4 games remaining to kind of get over that hump, start winning close games?
This team is talented. We're talented, but we're still at the same time really young. Like there's a lot of people like Coach talks about it. We're 299th in the country in experience in total. Like they're all the D1s in the nation. So it makes sense, but we just got to make the right basketball plays. That's all it comes down to. Age or not, we're out there to play basketball. This is what we do. This is our job. We just got to go out there and make the right basketball plays and keep a 3-point lead with 3 minutes left, or 2-point lead.
Close, hard game, obviously. What goes into that mindset for the next game?
We just got to fix the little things. It's always the little things with us. Like, we could play with any team. We've showed we could play with any team in the MAC, play with any team in the conference, but it's just that stretch, MAC games. My first year being here, I've already realized that there's not many blowouts in the MAC. Every team comes out to play hard. Every team brings it. It just matters that last 5 or 6 minute stretch. The games we won, if you look at the last 6 minutes, that's where we won the game. That's where we got the stops. That's where we got the plays. That's where we got the scores, the buckets. And we just need to go back to the lab and review it again.